guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am exactly 20 weeks pregnant today. How exciting! In this video I want to talk about symptoms, how I've been feeling so far, foods I've been eating, about staying active, and also some products that I have been using, such as vitamins, supplements, the cream I'm using on my belly. I know that every pregnancy can be very different, but I was actually really surprised how different this pregnancy is from my first one. I've experienced so many symptoms that I've never experienced before, and I think it's also crazy how much faster your belly is growing the second time. I was quite shocked to see a bump at such an early stage. I actually had to check because I messaged one of my friends to tell her that I felt some movement the night before. So this was exactly 4 weeks ago, which means I was 16 weeks pregnant at the time. And I thought that is way too early to feel anything. But that was the first time I could actually feel something when I put my hand on my belly. And it was also the first time my partner could feel something. But ever since then, I haven't felt much movement at all. And it's actually quite rare that I feel something. The last time I went to see my midwife, we checked the baby's heartbeat, and she told me that it looks like the placenta is on top of the baby, so it's covering the baby, which is why I can't really feel as much movement as I should at this stage. This is something I'm kind of struggling with because I love that reassurance. I love feeling the baby because I feel like it's such a nice reassurance to know that the baby is okay, baby's moving and growing. This is not something I spoke about before, but I actually had a miscarriage before I had my daughter, so I feel like because of that it's even more stressful if I don't feel the baby move for a long time, and I do start to worry, which I'm trying not to do, but I feel like it's almost impossible sometimes. Also, tomorrow is going to be our 20-week scan, and I just cannot wait to actually see the baby and make sure that everything is okay. Hopefully we are also going to find out the gender, not on the day. We will ask them to write it down on a paper, and we want to find out maybe next week. But I am super excited about that because I feel like once you know the gender, you can also pick a name, and it just becomes so much more real and exciting. Baby is the size of a banana today. I don't know why I brought a banana, but I just wanted to show. Sometimes I like to kind of place it to where my belly is and just imagine it like, okay, that's the size of the baby. I also wanted to show you guys this app that I have been using and looking at every single week. It just tells you a few things about the baby's development, what is happening that week, how big the baby is. The app is called Pregnancy Plus, and this is what it looks like. You can look at what the baby looks like, and then here you can read some information about the baby that week. It also has a timeline and the baby's size, and you can also select if you want to see the baby's size in a fruit, sweets, or animals. Another thing I have been checking every week is the NHS website, where you can also read some more information about the baby's development. You can read about symptoms, and it just has some helpful links for other things to read as well. And this week it says that the baby is kicking, punching, and turning around. Your baby could be sucking their thumb. This develops their sucking reflex, which they'll need to feed once they're born. I just think it's such a cute thing to read about what's going on with the baby, what the baby is doing. I forgot to say that in the first app that I showed you guys, you can also look for names and save your favorite names. There are loads of different names in there, and we actually found about 6-7 favorites for a girl, but we don't have any names for a boy yet. I feel like finding a cute name for a girl is so much easier, so that's another reason why I cannot wait to know the gender and pick a name. My first trimester has been really hard. It was the same in my first pregnancy. Morning sickness was really bad. On top of that, I suffered with a lot of heartburn as well, so I actually had to start taking some medicine for that. I tried taking things like Gaviscon, Reni, nothing helped. I tried to eat really small portions. literally nothing would help, and it has been so hard. It was really affecting me mentally. I couldn't enjoy food. I would have heartburn literally the whole day. The medicine I'm taking, I have to take every single day, which I don't really like. I hate taking medicine, but this is the only way I can actually eat normally. So yes, the morning sickness stopped around week 12, a little bit after, and I was so happy when it finally stopped, because again, it was really mentally affecting me. I couldn't eat almost anything. Even the thought of food would make me feel sick. And not just food, but drinking water as well would make me feel really sick. Some days I would vomit so many times a day. I couldn't keep any food down, and I was just constantly hungry, which of course made me worry about the baby. So I am really glad that the first trimester is over. It was honestly the worst. Apart from that, something that I never had in my first pregnancy were these sharp pains on the sides of my belly. Every time I would try to turn around in bed, try to stand up or sit down or do almost any kind of movement, but that is starting to improve as well. I got myself this huge pillow. I got this for breastfeeding, but also to help me sleep, because I kept waking up at night and I just wasn't sleeping comfortable at all. I am such a big fan of this pillow. I like to put it between my legs and I kind of cuddle the pillow as well, and it's just so comfortable. I even rest my head on it, so I use it as a pillow for my head in between my legs, and I can even bend it like a U shape, and then I can put it behind my back to make sure I don't roll over and sleep on my back. This is to try and prevent stretch marks if possible. I managed to prevent them the first time, but again, this could be just your genetics. You could be lucky. I am really not sure if it's because of the product, but I do think that it helps. So I have been using this oil from my expert midwife. I wanted to find something that has very natural and clean ingredients, and I was very happy with the ingredients of this one. It has grapefruit and lavender essential oils, vitamin E, coconut oil, and I really like how it moisturizes my skin. I've been using this every single night ever since my bump started to show. I also rub it on my bum, my legs, my thighs, so everywhere where I think my body is going to stretch and grow. Another lovely new symptom I've been having is leg cramps, which wake me up at night, and they can be really annoying and bad. And one thing that worked for me, and I can suggest, is to use a magnesium spray. This is the one I have been using. I just spray this on my legs, my calves, even my toes. The other day I had some kind of cramps in my toes, which is so weird. But yeah, I just spray my legs before bed. Or if I forgot to spray it and I wake up in the middle of the night with some cramps, I just quickly spray my leg, and I feel like this really helps. And anyway, magnesium has so many health benefits. In my first pregnancy, I really enjoyed anything sweet, and it was very interesting that at the beginning of this pregnancy, I could not stand anything sweet. I didn't like chocolate, which is so unlike me, but now that I am feeling better, I have a big appetite, huge appetite actually. I also crave chocolate quite a lot. And at first I thought that, okay, this might be a sign that I am having a boy baby. I don't know if these things even mean anything, but that's something I've been thinking about. I recently filmed a what I eat in a day video, which I'm going to link up here. This video kind of shows what I'm eating every single day, although it's very different. Today I had much more sweet things and things that are not that healthy. But I did go to the gym and I went for a long walk as well. And that's something I want to make sure I am going to continue until the end of this pregnancy. To keep active, go for walks. And even if I'm not going to the gym as often, just to do some sort of exercise or just go for a long walk or move my body any way I can. so quickly I got into the habit of taking these in the morning. It's the first thing I do when I wake up. I go take my vitamins, drink some water. The first thing I got was vitamin D3. This is a chewable tablet. I actually love the taste of this one. And I get all my vitamins from this brand, which I really love. I order it from Amazon. I know they sell them in Holland and Barrett as well. This is the next thing I have been taking. It has a mix of different vitamins, calcium, magnesium, vitamin C, vitamin E, zinc, and loads of other things. I also started taking iron about a month ago. And the last thing I'm taking is magnesium together with vitamin B6. When I first found out that I'm pregnant, I was really struggling with the idea that this is actually happening. It felt like such a big shock. We weren't planning to get pregnant at this time. We were planning to start trying a little bit later, towards the end of the year. And I was actually away seeing family. My period was late. And it's not the first time that happened, but after 3 or 4 days I just had a feeling that I should really do a test. So yeah, I did a test and I kind of had a feeling that I might be pregnant, but when I actually saw the results, I was just so shocked. I genuinely couldn't believe it. And I would say that lasted for quite a while, probably until the first scan. And also, even at the first scan, it was such a surreal thing. I was very happy by then, but it still felt a bit like a shock and it was a bit hard to believe it. So 4 weeks ago, when I first felt some movement, I think that was the first time when it really hit me that this is actually happening, and it just became really real for me. So I feel like it took me a really long time, which was a bit annoying and frustrating and confusing as well. But yes, now it's all very much real and I am so excited. I cannot wait to meet this baby and I cannot wait to find out the gender and be able to start buying some clothes. I actually haven't bought anything for this baby yet because I want to know the gender first. That's just something I wanted to wait for before I start buying anything. At the beginning of my pregnancy, I also had some times where I felt really anxious. I was just worrying about literally everything, even about giving birth. I'm really trying to prepare myself for this time. One thing I also really enjoyed during this pregnancy is the way my daughter gets to bond with the baby and her excitement for having a sibling. She started talking to the bump quite a long time ago and I just think it's the sweetest thing. I cannot imagine how much nicer it's going to be when the baby is born and they're actually bonding and they're spending time with each other. I just cannot wait for that. I know I really should have prepared a list of things I want to talk about. I haven't. This was a last minute video idea. I just had some free time, but I have to go now pick up my daughter from school, and I would love for you guys to share any pregnancy tips or advices in the comment section if you are pregnant or if you had a baby already. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more lifestyle, motherhood and fashion related content. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you soon.